So I'm in the middle of this weird paradox right now. You guys know when you have a holiday that falls on a Monday, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, by example. When it's on a Monday and then you go to work or you start your life or you go back to school when you're a kid on Tuesday, but then Tuesday feels like Monday and you're all screwed up, and then before you know it, it's Friday, but it feels like Thursday. You know how that happens a couple of times a year? So I'm in Australia, but I got on a plane the day after the Bellator. So I got on a plane on Sunday. Now it takes almost a day to get to Australia. It's 18 hours or something. But then Australia's ahead. So I board a plane on Sunday. I get off the plane. It's almost noon on Tuesday. Okay. So I'm all screwed up. I don't know what date. I don't know what time it is. I'm trying to get this podcast to you guys and come fill you in a little bit on what's going on. But I thought that you would think that's interesting. I'm a little screwed up. When I went to get on the plane to come out here, it was a double-decker plane. Now, I've only seen, I got to travel a lot. I've never been on a plane that's got there's a staircase, a second story. I don't have an overly big point on that other than it was kind of cool. I must tell you, if you're going to be on a plane for 18 hours, it's kind of nice to have somewhere to walk, even if it's up a set of stairs. So I'm on the plane, and I've only got one thing to do, which is to plug in the headset and watch the screen in front of me. But I found a show called Crashing. Now, Crashing is on HBO, and I would say the star of the show is Artie Lang, but that is not the star of the show. There's another gentleman who's officially the star of the show, but Artie's on there, and Artie's really the only recognizable person. But it's a show about comedians. And it is not, it's not a documentary, it's a scripted drama, but it takes you into the life of like comedians in New York that are having to work the club scene, get discovered, try to end up on Jimmy Fallon or Seth Meyers' couch. It's one of these situations, but there's another show out there called Silicon Valley. And Bill Gates himself says, if you want to know anything about Silicon Valley, go watch Silicon Valley. And it's a total mess, but he says that's what it's like in the tech world. If I was to relate that to Crashing as it is to the comedic world, I would have to tell you the comedians are overthinking things. They are overthinking things to the highest level. Have something funny to say, have a level of personality, grab the microphone and go and say it. They will sit down and have meetings about their body language and their delivery. I will tell you guys, every industry loves to overthink and justify their existence and think and strategize about things to appear to be smart. You guys need to quit doing that. And by the way, you might smoke a little too much dope if you think you do need to do it. Come up with something funny, grab a microphone and deliver it. It either is or it isn't. Just an FYI, but for anybody that wants a show recommendation, Crashing is a lot of fun. Once I land in Australia, I have to tell you guys, I get into a car to come to the hotel. And when I'm coming to the hotel, the driver of the car is a guy he used to box. He used to box in Scotland, and he used to box a little bit in England, and now he's out here in Australia. So he kind of knows what time it is when it comes to the fight game. He's looking forward to Adesanya and Whitaker. And I asked him a very simple question. I know all about this fight. I know everything there is to know about Robert Whitaker. I know everything. I know all about Adesanya. I know the trajectory. I know everything on this fight, except one thing. I don't know what in the hell the problem is, the beef between Australia and New Zealand. I've never been told. I know most big sports rival. Like I could tell you all about Australia versus England. I don't know what it is with Australia and New Zealand. So I asked this guy, fill me in. Why is this such a big deal geographically? Why is this New Zealand versus Australia and they're going to do 40,000 live attendance? That's all anybody can talk about. He said, you know what? It's not really based on all that much other than geographical location. He said, we have a very friendly rivalry with New Zealand. For example, we want to beat them, they want to beat us. But when it's over, we shake hands, we all go to the pub and we buy each other a pint. His words, this is what he says. Now, I get rivalries like that. You guys can probably relate to that all the way back to high school, where there's this team you have to beat, but then there's another team you just want to beat, but then you all go hang out afterwards. I'm only sharing that with you guys because if any of you are like me and you're going, okay, I know this is a big deal. You got New Zealand versus Australia. I know it's a big deal. Everybody tells me it's a big, but why? Apparently there really is no why. The guy said that, Australia's a little bit bigger than New Zealand. It's kind of like New Zealand's big brother, so New Zealand's always trying to catch up and impress and get the wins in where they can. That it was just very friendly. I thought I should add that element, though, for you, because so much has been made of this in the States, in America, about this New Zealand and Australia, and Whitaker and Adesanya just can't get it right. Apparently, it's based a little bit more on sportsmanship, as Shakespeare would say, hail fellow, well met, but a rivalry nonetheless.